What's going on there, fellow YouTubers? This is Chris from the Msss Anomalies channel. Guys, I've got another part of Valles Marineris that I just did a video about, but this is another part called Candor Chasma, or Chasma, depending on how you want to pronounce it, potato patata. I found a real interesting picture here. This one's pretty cool. You're going to like this. I went to this site here because, believe it or not, you cannot find this bloody picture. It's aggravating. But you can look right here. This is actually Valles Marineris, or the giant Martian, well, I wouldn't say equivalent because it's far larger than the Grand Canyon, but it's its own Grand Canyon. I think it said it covered 1/5 of the around the circumference of Mars, right there at the equator. Okay, and it's right here in this area. It's Candor Chasma, or Chasma, and right in this area. Now, I want to show you, just right off the bat, I just noticed this just before hitting record on this. But look at the difference right here in this picture. Okay, see all these, well, I'm going to call them canals, because that's what they used to believe. See right here? For 150 years, there has been fascination with the possibility of life on Mars. Seasonal variations in both the size of its polar caps and brightness of mid-latitude features led to the speculation by Percival Lowell around 1900 that the poles consist of water with canals that provide irrigation for crops grown by an advanced civilization. And of course, it gives you in the parentheses, it gives you, well, not parentheses, but yeah, it shows you this, from where it came, the site itself. The canals turned out to be an optical illusion. Imagine that. As even some of Lowell's contemporaries suggested. Okay, but let's just say for argument's sake, look at this whole right area of this chasma here, this area. Watch this. I'm going to go way down to the bottom here and look at the difference. It's not just simple lines now. It actually has more to it. Now, don't get me wrong. These might have been taken at different times because this was supposed to be 72 and 73, and I think I made a mistake in my last video saying it was a Viking. No, it's the Mariner 9. This is the reason why it got its name. Mariners. The Mariners. So, I made a mistake. I think it said Viking, one of the Viking orbiters. Not true. It's the, I believe it was the Mariner 9. And I think even 8 had a part to play in this too. But let's just go with the 9 for now. Because we know that for certain. But anyway, so, you go down to here and it'll say Mars orbiter missions in late 60s and early 70s revealed a barren and cratered landscape on Mars, making life as we know it on Earth unlikely. However, the areas mapped first have turned out to be the oldest, least interesting of the whole Martian surface. Okay, this is the picture that I have right here, and I'm going to get into that in a second. Later missions have shown much more interesting terrain. For example, Candor Chasma, or Chasma, is a region containing many landslides, fractured blocks that are probably at the bottoms of ancient lakes, and craters partially buried by wind-blown sand. Volcanic deposits of lava are present elsewhere in the canyon. And of course, I clicked on this link, and what's crazy about it is this is what you probably get. Which is just, it was absurd because there's nothing there to be found. So this is what, I tried to find this picture, and believe it or not, I couldn't find it. Okay, so they get some similarities here. It lists surface temp can reach 20 degrees Celsius, which, if you're not familiar with it, it's actually around 68 degrees Fahrenheit. Has polar caps. Day is similar in length. Polar axis inclination similar. And then it has very different from Earth in some respects, rather. Nighttime temp can reach 140 degrees, well, negative 140 degrees Celsius, which is around negative 220 Fahrenheit, which is freaking cold. No plate tectonics, and then it says volcanoes can become very large. Atmosphere very thin at 96%, carbon. So my thing is, I don't believe all that as far as the 96%. Very thin atmosphere, I get that. I mean, they have clouds on Mars. I mean, they say they're very thin. They've got dirt devils, yeah. Well, yeah, they were saying, I'm trying to remember if they said something else too around the dirt devil thing, but I know either way, I mean, if you got dust storms, I mean, you have to have different temperatures in order to have these winds. That's all there is to it. Warm and cold fronts and so on and so forth. Wind swirling up in the atmosphere. That's how you get these dirt devils. So, yeah. And you can go down and it shows it right here. And then it says Valles Marineris right here. So on and so forth. It's a good page. I mean, it's pretty interesting. You guys can get on this. I'll give you the link to it, of course. You guys know that. But anyway, what I tried to tell people over and over again, please do not skip the lighted areas. This area is loaded what looks like structures. from here all the way down here. And you're going to see in these areas, 1, 2, 3. This is all blurred out, and it's all whitened out. Wonder why. Well, it makes you wonder because even in the 70s, come on, man, they had colored. We had colored TV back then. So if the technology is it's ahead of the public technology, meaning the military has better technology, and we all know that they do because it gets handed down, then why the black and white photos here in the 70s, 60s, and 70s? And you can see right here, look at they actually went like this, and you can see that they actually blurred this part out. See, it actually goes to a corner right here, and it goes like this, goes around. Come on, man. I mean, you can see this just in that photo alone, and I just looked at that now. Believe it or not, I didn't even study that. I just went, oh, what the heck is that? So, I mean, come on. So, let's jump into this. And I'm going to show you, all you got to do is look in this area here, where it's most whited out. And it goes up all the way up to here, guys, even in the dark areas. I'm going to show you that these look like rocks. Not so. You're going to see, because I'm going to show you something that's pretty wild. Watch this. So, let's start undigging this real quickly. And all of a sudden, you can start to see shapes. Now, I brought this way down. Of course, I desaturated, of course, and then I brought it way down to try to see if we can get anything on it. But look at this. All of a sudden, we're starting to see these little structures. What will look like structures. Let's just call them shapes for now, just for argument's sake. You know, you can just start to see these little things starting to come out, and you go, okay, what are all of these little... They're not just squiggly... Keep in mind, this is not a rock, so we're not just seeing little squiggly lines. These are actually something there. Even here, you can see where it's blurred out. Just look at it. All over here, completely blurred, and that's where you get this also, where they just decide to put their nice, highly contrasted areas. Okay, go to 2. Well, starting to see a little bit deeper here now. Starting to see these different things, and you won't notice this at first, but I believe it's, let's say you're the satellite, and you're looking at this ground. That's the angle. It's not going directly down, although it looks that way, it's not. And I'm going to show you why I don't believe it is. All right, now you're starting to see this a little bit clear. Look at this. One going over to here. This one going out, branching out this way. Is it roadways? Is it structures? Look at this in a row. Look at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's 2 of them right here next to each other, 2 here. And you're starting to see these straight lines and different things laying around. Okay, check this out. Check down here. Okay, so now let's go into it a little bit deeper. Let's dock it and see if we can pull any more of this out. Okay. So now, I don't know about you guys, but I can see this right here. It looks like this weird tower-type thing or something standing up here. Where it looks like ground or roadways. I don't know. It kind of looks that way, like it's standing up. It could be an optical illusion. It could be actually laying down. I don't know, but it looks that way to me. Okay. Again, now we're going to get to the point where we're going to actually just drop the... We're going to sharpen this up just a little bit, see if we can't find anything in here. Now you're starting to see 1, 2. There's got some identical pieces in here. And there's like a bunch of stuff scattered about. Okay? 1, 2, 3. Just little things. Okay. Let's jump down to 7. Now, if you guys noticed, see how light this is down here? Now watch what happens. Let's go ahead and just dock it up. Now you're starting to see more things in this area. Okay? And you're starting to see more in here. Look at all of these down here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. What does that look? A perfect line all the way to straight up. And you can see they look like they're separated in some ways. Again, up here, look at this. Over, down, and then down this way. Something standing up right here. There's tons of stuff in this area, guys. There's no doubt in my mind. Look at all the way up here at the top of the picture. Let's actually bring it over. Get it to almost the center of the picture. Or the screen, rather. You can see where they blurred it right here. See that? It's hugely blurred. And you can see what looks like right here. Look at like these lines and roadways or whatever they might be. Look at this. All these, what looks like all these. Now you can say, well, I'm really not seeing too much there. Okay. Look at this right here. It looks like this big triangular thing. I don't know what that is. Right here. It goes like this. Goes down over to here. And looks like it goes back up the other side. And there's like 1 or 2 things or things that's on top of that. I don't know. Might be just, again, it might be just an illusion. But look at all of these weird lines. This doesn't appear to be, and you can see where it's just blurred out. Here it doesn't look bad, kind of grainy. This blurred. Why are they doing that? Well, nobody blurs anything unless you're trying to hide it. Look at this right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 objects sitting in a row. 1, 2 in a row here. There's just crazy stuff in here, guys. Okay, let's move it down. And there's a whole bunch of things down here. You can just see that these, and although it's blurred and you can't see any definitive anything, you can tell that there's something here. Look at it. 1, 2, 3, and this blur over here. Another one down here. Just look at it. Boom, boom, coming down. All of these little things. There's something standing up right there. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit on that, but the problem is it'll get too grainy. And look at this. How tall is that thing just standing out of the ground? See that? Let me back out just a little bit. Look at, there's multiple things here all standing up, and you can just see them. Again, going by the same angle that I told you about as far as this piece, right here. See this round right there at the top, going down? Okay, same kind of angle. Now, check this out. Like I said, this doesn't normally happen in nature, guys. At least I don't think so. Look at this. 1, 2, 3, and it looks like there's something right next to it. But you can see how the colors, the way they try to change the colors up. This is long, and it goes right into this dark area. So brighten into the dark? I don't think so. Look at this. There's just, and now keep in mind, one of these circles could represent 50, 60 buildings. We wouldn't even know. And I'm going to show you that why I say that. Let's see if we can't darken this up a little bit more and check it out. Start to see these things a little bit more definitively. Okay? And although this is blurred, and I showed you this before, what can happen? Okay. Let's do this. Now I'm going to try to bring this up a little bit. I think it was on, was it this one here? Yeah. Right in this area here. You can see this stuff down here too. Right in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's all in this dark area, but let's see if we can't brighten it just a hair. And you can see something's here. And you can see very faintly there's like these long, call them whatever you want. They could be roadways, but they're running, one's running all the way to here. This one's branching off going to here, and it's running all the way here, and then going over to here. I mean, there's just crazy stuff in this picture, guys. I mean, you gotta look beyond the manipulations and the you know, just the way they're just going about this thing is just crazy. Let me see. All over here, look at this right here. You can't really see anything like white or different colors, but you can see what looks like different shapes and things just hiding in here because they did their best to hide this stuff. Again, let's go back to the original. There's nothing there to be seen at all. I mean, quite frankly, there's nothing there. But yet there is. There's plenty of stuff in here to see. You just got to look beyond it. Now, check this stuff out here, guys, in the dock area. This is what's crazy. Check this out. 1, 2, 3, 4. Look at it. Looks like very faint. Looks like little roads and stuff running off of this stuff, going in and out. Look at the way this ground is right here, this white area. Okay? Look at this. 1, 2, 3. I don't know what these are, but they're all some kind of structures of some sort. Check out the ground. This is what I thought was cool. Look in the back over here. 1, 2, 3. Just take a close look at these things. And the more you look into this area, look at this. 1, 2, 3. It looks like structures. It looks like structures all over the place. Now, here's another thing. Look at these, like, I'm going to use this like as a farming area. Like, you see patches of grass that are huge shapes, and you can just see some crazy stuff here. And what I mean by that is right here. Look at how you can see this city or town, call it what you will, and you can see all these goofy shapes around here. Now, you can do this. You can go back to just Google this, man. It's all over the place. You could put, like, let me go back up to here because there was something in here I wanted to show you guys. See the way, like, even this right here. Look at all the different shapes of course, I ain't going to do that. Look at all the different shapes in this landscaping. And you can just see, I mean, of course, this is color, keep in mind, where the other one is simply not. But look at the shapes in here. That doesn't usually happen in nature, guys. You can see what looks like straight roads going in between them. Look at this. What is that? And like I said, you can see even over here on the far right, look at this. Look at the way this thing, this foundation of what this ground is, and this thing sitting right in here. Look at 1, 2, 3. And although these are very blurry, and at times grainy, depending on what I'm showing you here, but look at this. Come on. Look at 1, 2, 3, 4. All these little things all in a row. Look at that. Check that out. There's some things they just didn't blur out, and you can see what looks like little shapes, squares, or whatever, laying right there. And like I said, you're not going to see this. Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And of course, I'm saying 6, meaning this is what I'm seeing. But when I gave you guys this comparison of Manhattan, and you can clearly see that, look at the difference between them. I can just go back and forth and look at the difference. Here's a good example. Look at this area right here. Just keep an eye. Look at how everything's blurred. And keep in mind, guys, this is really zoomed in. Picture being way out and being this blurred. All right, now watch this. Keep an eye on that area right here I told you about, right in this area. Now watch it. See this big square right here on the top, almost near the 3/4 of the way up on the left? Watch this. Watch what that becomes. What are you kidding me? So what you think you see, you know, if you're saying, well, he's just looking at these goofy squares they're not structures, they're not anything. Okay, take a look at that. That big square suddenly looks like just one big object. How do we know when we look at a certain object on the ground in these blurred pitches, because I try to drag it out as much as I can, we're never going to see super clarity, you know that. But if that much in that one area, how many buildings do you think are sitting right there? Well, let's take a look. Let's do this. And here you go. Huge building. Looks like it's all part of one. But you can see there's different rooftops and different heights of this rooftop. Another huge building. Something here. A bunch of stuff here. Roads. You can see roads with cars on it. Buildings and everything else. But just gives you an idea how big this must be. And oh my God. You can only imagine. See, there's roads right here. Now, this might be actually landscape. I can't tell because it looks like more roads are over here. But anyway, look at the size of this thing and how big this building must be. But yet, when you look at it here, it looks like just one big square. And it's clearly not. Like I said, look over here next to this is the bridge coming off. There's one bridge and another bridge coming off the main island. The mainland going onto the island. But look right here in this area right here. Watch what this looks like when I enhance it. Well, go back to the normal picture. It doesn't look anything like that. They're simply blurred. But this shows you that a real picture, if you obfuscate it, you blur it up and do the same thing, try to do the same thing NASA does, this is the comparison you get. So what you think, even with blurred, you go, they're just blurred things. Well, there could be many blur things in that one picture, guys. So just to give you guys an idea, these things could be many. And all of these are right in here. So let's drop down to here. Let's blur it up just a hair bit. And just back out. Just a hair bit. Okay. So, look at all of these things suddenly now. And like I said, these are, I mean, these could be many buildings all in one little blotch. We just don't know what we're seeing here. To me, they look like structures. You guys, as always, can give me your take on it. And let me know what you think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Look at all these things just sitting in a row here. Look at this. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, right next to each other. There's something that looks like very tall standing right there. I don't know what that is. It looks like it comes up and there's 1, 2. I mean, come on. This is just insane. I looked at this. I didn't even see this that good at all. But look at this. Look at the shapes of this grass. To me, this looks like grass or patches of land that have been manicured. Look at this. This could be the actual land right here. It goes like this and comes up. Then there's another piece of land. You've got that growth, like I showed you here, separating. See this right here? See this separation of this piece of land? Well, and then you can see inside it. Well, it's kind of the same thing here. Look at the way these things are shaped. Right here. It looks like manicured areas. Now, and then you get this, like, it may be farm area, and like this is all buildings. Now, look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Look at it. You can just see them all laying in there. And you can see it looks like pieces of land, and that these things are sitting on the land. These are all houses. Look at this. Boom, boom, boom. I mean, come on. What does that? Look at this one. Almost complete circle. But you can see there's an entranceway into that somehow. You can see that right there. It goes like this, has a square, and it has this. I mean, come on. Even, like I said, on the right-hand side, they didn't even blotch this area out. Check this out. I mean, what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4. This huge area. I don't know how far this thing's off the ground, but as far as this photo and the satellite picture and how far this is up, but oh my God. There's just stuff everywhere in this picture. But I just thought this is wild, guys. This is the reason why I tell a lot of people, whoever's digging into these pictures, look at the brightened areas. Because, like I said, you're not going to see that if you're looking at a picture like this. You will never see this in a million years. Even those areas that look like they were farm areas, look at this. Just stones. Nothing there to see. Keep moving. Well, I don't know. You get a good look at that. That does not look like just simple rocks. And like I said, they're in perfect shapes. It looks like manicured farm area. That's just me. That's just the way I see it. Now, people like to use that stupid word pareidolia. I don't think so. I think we're actually seeing another part of the civilization. I believe it might be thriving right here as we know right now. I mean, look at it. If this is all like grass or manicured forest, it could be anything. And you can see what's resting in between it. It clearly looks like structures, buildings. You can just see the way the landscape is on here, the way it's cut out. That to me is not just nothing. It's not just simple stones. And when you look over here, it's not just simple stones. There's shapes, there's roadways, it looks like, going off, branching off of here. Look at this. Different shapes. And like I said, you might look at this little circle right here and say, oh, well, that might be a structure. Or people will say, well, look, it must be a very large structure. Well, no. I just got through showing the Manhattan Island comparison after I manipulated that picture and blurred it up and everything else to give you almost like the same illusion that, what NASA's trying to convey to the people, that there's nothing there. You can see the difference between the two. And this little building could have 5, 6 buildings in one area. How do we know? We don't. And this is the reason why, and I got people saying, oh, they lied to us so much. I'm just done finding this stuff. Like my buddy Dart, he's been on there. He's a subscriber. And he's like, oh, I'm just so tired of seeing these. I don't even want to see it. Me personally, and like I explained to him, I feel like I'm part of something much larger. When I see things like this, and this is the real deal, I look at this stuff and I go, wow, I am part of something that's much larger in our solar system. And I'm sure it surpasses our solar system and it's out in the universe. And it just makes me feel a lot larger. It just makes me feel big. And I love that. Here's the thing. Check this out. Look at this. 1, 2. You can see where they're rectangular, or at least appear that way, right here, all in a row. Look at this. 1, 2, something in between. These, to me, are absolutely landscape. We are seeing actual landscape right here. This all in here, 1, 2, 3, 4. And you see where they're going up to this. These could be roadways going over the buildings. It could be anything. But to me, there's a reason why they hid this stuff, guys. Look at this. 1 down at the bottom, 2, 3. These don't look like just simple rocks, because if they were rocks, you would not see them. This is too far off the ground. Picture a boulder that's even 20 feet long, or round in circumference. You wouldn't see that. It'd be less than a speck on the ground. You wouldn't even see that. So, yeah. Check this stuff out up here. Looks like almost like this H-shaped structure. How about all up in here? Check this out. I didn't even see this until now. Are you kidding me? I didn't even see this. Just now I just noticed this. Look at this. 1, 2. Look at the way this stuff's coming out. These here. I didn't even notice this. 1, 2, 3. And you can just see what looks like straight lines going to and from these actual structures. Look at this. Round. Comes down. Goes over to. Look at this. Kind of an L-shaped formation. Look at the way this ground. Oh my God. This is abundant with stuff here. This is absolutely crazy. Look at this. And I didn't do anything to the side of the picture. I just did the rest of the picture, what I just showed you. And you can clearly see this stuff all over the ground. Even up here, like I said, about the top left here, looks like some kind of weird triangle laying right on the ground. Well, elongated triangle, if you will. And it looks like there's something on top of it. But to me, I mean, I'm just seeing this stuff right here. This is insane. They did their best to just blotch this right out, and when you take a real good close look at this stuff, it comes apparent. Look at this. It looks like little roads and buildings next to each other. Up on, like, look at this. Almost kind of square foundation kind of thing. It might be up on hills. Look at this. Comes down, 1, 2, and comes down straight. Who knows what this stuff is? This could be a street running right in front of 2 buildings. Or multiple buildings. We don't know. But, as usual, guys, give me your take. Let me know what you guys think. Because you look at this here. Look down in this area here. And, oh my God. These over here, what were just completely taken out areas with high contrast and color. And we can keep going up over here. Let me see. Where did it go? And like I said, now you can see these what look like roads and little buildings and stuff. See it? Right there. There's all these little things that look like roadways. See them? Going all the way around. Now, obviously, that's not a rock. I mean, you can just see this. It's very blurred out, but you can see, just take a close look at these things. You can see things inside this blur. Nonetheless, this stuff is there. Blurred or non. It's there. Anyway, guys, I don't want to make this super long. I just wanted to, to be honest with you, I didn't even want to make it this long. But after seeing these in this area here, on the lower part, all inside here, all up in here, and all of these, there's no doubt in my mind. Definitely trying to hide something. And like I said, look at the colors. Totally blacked out, pixelated, piss poor quality. And then do this, and it all becomes apparent what they're trying to hide. Anyway, guys, give me your take on it. Let me know what you think. Because like I said, I mean, you got to look in these brightened areas, even if it's just curiosity solves. There's a lot of brightened out areas for a reason. They do this for a reason. They're trying to hide whatever they're trying to hide. It's as simple as that. And they'll do anything they can to obfuscate, manipulate, get rid of it, blur it, ghost it, you name it, they'll do it. And you guys have been following along long enough to know that, you know, I think I showed you enough examples of that that actually explain and show that. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching. I do appreciate it. You guys know that. I've got some more coming up, so we're going to go ahead and get those ready. It might not be today or tomorrow. I'm going to try to get some done by probably Thursday. So, but I did the last couple ones. Check those out because pretty fascinating. And like I said, this is from the Valles Marineris area. So I find it very interesting. I don't think it's probably one of the least investigated areas, if you will, that I've seen. I mean, I've seen other videos about it, but not really in depth. So it just gives you an idea, man. It's just crazy things going on. Anyway, guys, again, I appreciate you guys watching, and I'll see you next pick.